All right, hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to today's discussion. The topic I've got for you today is I wanted to give you guys 5 things that you can do if you're either too young or you're unable to start flight training for any reason. So before we get started though, if you like what you're hearing and seeing, please go ahead and hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave comments down below, all that kind of good stuff. It just helps me keep this channel moving forward and helps propel these types of discussions, and in turn hopefully helps the whole community out there. Thank you again for doing that, all of you who are watching. So we'll jump right in. So like I started to say, I think a lot of us, we have this dream of flying at some point in our lives, and oftentimes this seed is planted in many cases years before you're actually able to jump into an airplane for any number of reasons. Like I said, it could be that you're a really young person watching this right now and you're not old enough physically to get out there and do it, or maybe you're of an appropriate age, but you just don't have the money. So maybe this is another year in your future, or this is a little ways down the road. But I always tell people, it's never too early to start really down this pathway, and the pathway doesn't have to start with you actually getting into an airplane and actually doing flight training. That is, of course, like a real and tangible step in the progression, and probably the most exciting part. But there's certainly things that you can be doing leading up to that point that I think will help you out, and it will assist you in keeping the flame lit, and it will certainly pay dividends when you finally do get into the airplane, in the sense that you're going to have some accumulation of knowledge, you're going to have a lot of pre-exposure to things you're going to experience as you go throughout your progression. So I want to just kind of lay these out and give you 5 different things that you can do. So starting with number 5, the first one that I recommend you guys do is play Flight Simulator. So probably a lot of folks that are watching my channel, you might already be flight sim enthusiasts, but if you're not, I'm sure you're aware of this, but I mean, you can go down and spend $50 and get a PC flight simulator that is just crazy realistic from many standpoints. And it's just, playing the flight simulator is, even though it's a video game and even though it might be fun and entertaining, I mean, these things are so real to the point these days that you're just, just tinkering around with them. You're going to get a feel for, the general types of ways that airplanes work, or the interaction with air traffic control or traffic patterns, or the list goes on and on and on. It's just crazy, how much just playing flight simulator and having that pre-exposure will help you out as you actually get into the real flying in the real world at some point. So number 5, play that flight simulator as much as you possibly can. Number 4, I have go to air shows or go plane spotting, at the airport. And, of course, this, not only is it going to help you learn about airplanes, just watching them fly and being around them, being up close and personal with them. Oftentimes, you'll be able to meet people at air shows that might be able to assist you or coach you or mentor you. Even going out plane spotting, I mean, you might meet other aircraft enthusiasts, or you might meet actual pilots, or you might be able to connect with people. But even more so than that, I find these experiences these types of experiences are the type of things that can help you stay motivated and help keep that spark alive. So I know how easy it is to kind of lose sight of things when you don't have any, let's say, tangible interaction with aircraft for a period of time. And if you are truly somebody that really loves this stuff a lot, you probably know what I'm talking about, but you kind of get a little antsy if you haven't, been out watching airplanes in a while, or you haven't been to an air show, you kind of start to miss it. And like I said, it's just, if for nothing else, just helping to keep that spark and that flame and that excitement alive is just such a positive thing that you can do for yourself. So go to air shows or go plane spotting to keep the the excitement alive. Number 3 thing you can do is study for flight exams. So in the United States here, we have the FAA written exams. So you can just go down to any flight school, or go on Amazon, or go on eBay or whatever, and you can buy something called the Gleim books are the ones that I use. They're these big red ones. You folks that are training in the United States here, you're probably familiar with these. Or if you're a person anywhere internationally, you can get a hold of the equivalent types of exams, or they have these theory exams, and you get to study for ATPL. So I mean, all this book stuff, I mean, it's just once again, if you kind of have some pre-exposure and some pre-study done and you're familiar with all the material, when that point in time does come in your progression, you're just going to be that much ahead of the game. And the sooner you can learn this stuff, the better off you're going to be. So go out there, study those books as much as possible. Number 3. The number 2 thing I can think of, work at an airport. Once again, if you're really too young to actually go out and work, this might not be possible, but even if you are, let's say, 15, 16 years old at least, or maybe older, go out, get a job at a flight school, go pump gas, go work for an FBO. You can work for the airlines, you can do ramp services, you can work the ticket counter. All these types of things are insanely positive for those folks that are aspiring to fly someday, because as you would imagine, just having exposure at airports and being around airplanes and people that know the industry and all this kind of stuff, it can only help you. And not only are you making money at the same time, but you're learning about aircraft and airports and airplanes, and just all the way around, like I said, it is such a positive experience. And this kind of ties into the number 1 and the last one that I can think of. And certainly working at an airport, you're going to meet pilots at some point in time. But the number 1 thing that I could tell you guys to do or recommend to you is to go out and get a mentor, like a real life flying mentor, like somebody who actually is doing the job that you want to do. I've kind of mentioned it before in a few of the other videos. Stay off of those pilot forums. Just like I said, I can't stress this enough. Like, find somebody who's actually a real life person that you can actually glean some expertise off of, and there's somebody that actually has like a vested interest in you and assisting you and helping you. And along these lines too, I mean, if you're desiring to be an airline pilot, go out and get a mentor who's actually an airline pilot. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you're a corporate guy, you're interested in corporate, go out and seek somebody out who is actually, I would say, if at all possible, doing the exact job or the type of job that you want to do, if you can do it. Now, of course, a pilot mentor is better than no pilot mentor, but just, if you have some direction, you have some goals, or you have some sort of specific aspirations, like I said, try to seek out a mentor that can assist you along that trackway. It'll just help you out immensely. And just remember and know this, that no one person can do this on their own. I've had a mentor. Every single pilot out there that has come up this track in whatever capacity, I guarantee you they've had a mentor. Nobody has figured it out completely on their own. And you'll find that once you get into the community and once you start flying, once you start getting into the industry and aviation, all this kind of stuff, you'll really get a realization that this is just one big network, and everybody has succeeded because they've had some help from somebody or somewhere or something. And a lot of times it's these life mentors and these flying mentors that really assist you and propel your career forward, or help you just get to the next step where you can sync up with somebody else that helps you down the line, et cetera, and getting you to where you actually want to be. So I hope all this stuff helps you out, guys. If you could think of any more ideas of things that have worked for you, or things that you would like to hear discussed here, please go ahead and leave comments down below in the comments section there. And I just really want to see everybody out there succeed that has this dream, whatever it takes. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again real soon.